When I share my testimony, it generally is just the last few years of me moving across the country and finding Jesus and getting sober. But when I was on the Rock for Him podcast last night, I kind of went into it deeper, and I'm assuming God put it on my heart because I kept asking Him, what do you want me to say? And so I kind of went in through when my son was first born. And that's been kind of on my mind a lot since then. And I don't really talk about it very often. But I want to share with you something very important. When my son was about a year old and I was getting heavily sucked into my addiction, and I found myself very isolated and making a lot of wrong choices. Now, there's a lot to this, but in short, I was filled with so much shame and guilt. I was creating this huge disaster of a life with this 1-year-old child. I was living with my in-laws at the time. And I just kept making every wrong choice. And I don't know why that happened, but I got so embarrassed of who I had become that I decided that it was the best decision for my in-laws and my son's dad to take my kid and let me just go off into the world. That's how messed up I was. And that created just a terrible chain reaction of more bad decisions. And I lost myself deeply in that disgust with myself and shame and guilt. And I got stuck there. And I carried that with me my entire adult life. And the only thing that ever got rid of that was when I finally accepted Jesus into my heart. And that was literally the first thing that God took away from me. When I woke up that next morning and I didn't carry that with me anymore, I was a new creation. That was it. And I haven't had to carry that with me since. And I have gotten to be a better human being since then. So if you're walking around with that type of guilt and shame, hate for yourself, there is freedom in that. There is forgiveness for you. And it's through Jesus that you can have that love and openness and freedom.